Today's video is about we took our dysfunction on vacation with us. So many times in our relationships, we lose the art of communication and negotiation. That was the case with my husband and I. We struggled with this. We struggled a lot. We both had patterns of not speaking up, not knowing how to do that. And so we would go on vacations, or we would start out and I would plan the vacation because we would go camping for about a month in a trailer. And so it was important that I had a schedule. I had kids. I wanted to make sure we had the right stuff, be prepared, make things go smoothly. That was my job in the relationship. And here we were together in close quarters, and I would run this past my husband before we left and say, you know, this is the plan. Are you okay with this? And he wouldn't speak up. He didn't seem to have an objective, so off we went. But what generally ended up happening was we'd be going along, and all of a sudden one of the kids would come to me and they'd say, Dad said we're leaving in the morning, which would throw the whole schedule off, right? And not only that, he'd be angry about it. So of course I wouldn't go and talk to him, because those are patterns from my childhood. I had a father just like him, who was quiet, didn't say much, but when he spoke up, it was generally angry. So that's how he was able to speak up, by using anger. And so this would cause disconnection between us. We would both be upset, we would both be disconnected, and this repeated over and over again in our relationship. These patterns from childhood. In his family, there was a lot of passive aggressiveness, so that's the pattern he learned. So in the end, this is what broke us apart. We were unable to communicate. We were unable to negotiate. If he had been able to say to me, you know what, I know we've planned this, but would it be okay if we change the plan? I'd really like to do this. Let's go off and try this. Or would you be okay just for us to be able to make decisions together? And I remember thinking that I don't want it to be my decision. I don't want it to be his decision. I want it to be our decision, because that means connection and respect and caring for each other. So in the end, the relationship did end, and it was largely due to our disconnection and lack of communication, not being able to negotiate. And this happens with many couples. Each personality type has their own way to communicate, to connect, to feel loved. And what I learned from my personality as a 2 supporter, it is about that connection, that close connection, nurturing, caring, which he often felt intrusive and controlling. And I didn't realize that at the time. His personality is a peace seeker. They want to go along. They want to keep the harmony. But then they don't get their needs met either. And so when they speak up, they do it through anger. That's the only way they feel justified. Or through passive aggressiveness. And so that's the dance we did for 35 years. And in now understanding personalities, I know it could have been so very different. And it can for you too. You just need to understand your personalities in your couple dynamics. I urge you to hop on a strategy call with me. It's not a sales call. I'm going to find out what's going on for you and share the resources that I have. You don't need to struggle like I did. And you can reignite and reconnect in relationships. So I urge you, hop on that call now. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Eileen Head, Relationship Whisperer. Oops. And I'm off to play pickleball.